He's in. Oh, Redcliffe. They're giving Valley plenty to think about here this afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chris Bombolas for Nine's Wide World of Sports. Welcome to our special replay of the Winfield Cup preliminary semi-final between Redcliffe and Norse. These two teams, of course, out to qualify for the Grand Final and take on Valleys. Well, they've staged a couple of great encounters, have the Devils and the Dolphins so far in 1990. And Redcliffe took the honours in the first match, 16 points to 14. Norths came back in the second round. They downed the Dolphins 35 to 26. The points for and against, Redcliffe have the better going into this match. But gee whiz, I like the way the Devils have finished off 1990 so far this season. Well, let's head off to Lang Park, and Rod Tiley caught up with both coaches to find out their winning formulas.
Well, I think to beat the Dolphins, you know, we've got to make sure our defence up the middle is very, very tight, because that's where they'll play me. No risk in the wide rule. They'll run from dummy half and off Benson and turn the ball back into the centre of my ruck, and that's where they'll try to beat us. If I can close that up, well, I'm on the way to victory.
Well, it's certainly going to be a tough encounter for us. I watched Norths play East, and they were fairly impressive, fairly physical. We had to lift ourselves after the disappointment of the Valleys game, but we'll be taking into this match exactly what we've taken into every match during the season. We won't be changing anything drastically. It's a bit too late for that, so we'll go about the game the same as we have right through the season.
The coaches have their formulas. We'll take a break and be back with the Winfield Cup preliminary semi-final with Alan Thomas and Bruce Warwick shortly.
Need for speed.
Well, it may not be better than your wedding night, but it's probably better than the second one.
The quest to go higher, further, faster. Stark human courage.
And racing was not confined to men.
Congratulations, sweetheart. You set a new world record.
Well, thank you.
And what's to come is just the beginning.
You're traveling through the air, literally faster than a speeding bullet.
Tonight, 6:30.
We can go as far as man's imagination.
Nine's new series, Reaching for the Skies.
You can't ignore your friendly retribution store. They're bigger than a football fight. And who's going to argue when the group buys in bulk? The makers just have to say right. You can't ignore your friendly retribution store. It's bigger than the rock, that's for sure. For big bulk appliance buys, the better the price. See your retribution store. They're just too big to ignore.
Trust Robbins to pick the biggest bunch of bargains for their nothing but the best spring sale. You'd have to have woks in your head to miss out on this one. Quality stainless steel 5-piece wok sets, perfect for any cooktop, save $20, now $39.99. 6-litre multi-cookers are another price beater, $29.99, save $10. And professional quality stainless steel baking dishes with roast rack, only $29.99. For savings this special, it's bargains!
How do Australia's leading architects send an urgent blueprint interstate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? By giving it to the air courier with the blueprint.
Great Australian Leather Company 3-day $2 million sellout is coming. Leather skirts from $59, ladies and men's jackets from $199 and stonewash jackets from only $299 at the Brisbane City Hall, King George Square, Friday 28th to Sunday 30th of September.
Here we are at Lang Park, on come Norths in the preliminary final. Got a big job ahead of them tonight. Here's the side. Pat Cleary's the fullback. The wingers are Guy Harvey and Brad Foster. The centres are Brett Kelso and Greg Manthey. The 5'8 is Darryl Duncan and Neil Wharton as the halfback. The forward pack in the front row, Scott Mackay, Troy Evans the hooker in 19, Paul Dinty the other front rower. The second rowers are Ian Mackenzie, Paul Payne, and Darren Bell's the lock wearing 18, and they're coached by Tom Rodonicus. And the player that Redcliffe will be looking out for tonight, Ian Mackenzie, former Brisbane and Queensland representative, only 23 years of age, finding his form at the right time. starting to run wide off the ruck with the ball. His defence has tightened up a lot in the last few weeks, and he'll be a danger man for the Dolphins tonight as they come on to Lane Park for the preliminary final.
And gee, what a load of troubles Redcliffe have had this week just fielding a side, and you'll see some shocks when we announce the side. Have a look at it, because some changes. Pringle's gone in at fullback, Canoe's back on the wing, Day and Cherry are in the centres, Crookshank's on the other wing, Benson and Robinson are the halves, but then the forwards take on a new look tonight when we see those, because the prop forward is Gadsby and Robbie Clark, but the hooker is Terry Webb. Hasn't played with the club all year. He's been the reserve grade coach, but he's come in because of the injuries. Anderson and Holder are the second rows, and Barwick's at lock. Mark Murray, the coach, in his final game in Brisbane if they lose tonight. Mick Anderson is the player, 29 years of age. He's one of the most vicious tacklers in the competition, and Redcliffe will be looking for him to really fire up tonight.
David Manson is the referee. The touch judges are Derek Stubbins and Ian Blank. And the winner to go on and play Valleys in the grand final here next Sunday afternoon. Night football returns to Lang Park. Redcliffe last week thrashed by Valleys, walked off a walking wounded. North's fresh after demoralising eastern suburbs. And we'll see whether Redcliffe can come back after that loss to Valleys here last Sunday afternoon. And Mackenzie's dumped to the ground. Evans at dummy half, over to Payne. Right on the quarterway. Gordon Barwick, the third man in. Now it's gone to Scott Mackay. He gets over the quarterway by a metre. Wharton now feeding Mackenzie wide. Payne and Robinson meet both without the football. And David Manson will have his work cut out in the early part of this game. Neil Wharton touched, play on, goes into touch, so that'll be a Redcliffe feed. Let's go to the sideline. Very ferocious and fast start. Rod Tyler.
Yes, and ferocious fast start. It'll be a really tough first 20 minutes. Quiet determination in both these dressing rooms tonight. And the coaches have had their last-minute words to them. Obviously, plenty of action in the early part of the game. The big question mark is on Benson, the 5'8" for Redcliffe. Corked thigh in last week's game. Can he last the distance? He's probably a 30-second or 80-minute job tonight, even though he was able to run fairly freely at training this morning. That's the big question as far as Redcliffe is concerned.
Redcliffe get the penalty centre field. Now, this is well within Crookshank's range, and not surprisingly, he's going to have a go at goal. Any breeze down there, Rod?
Say again?
How's the breeze?
No, not much to really speak of. What we do have is just blowing straight at him at the moment.
All right, Crookshank. He's 35 metres out and almost in front. Football looks different under lights, doesn't it, Bruce?
Yeah, it's a tremendous atmosphere when you have night football. I've just been watching the first few minutes unfold, and I think Terry Webb's inclusion in this side is going to add a lot of spark to the team, because he is one of the most competitive type of players that's been around the comp for a long time, when he was actually a firm fixed member of the Redcliffe side, and I think he's really going to do a lot to stir Redcliffe up to play well tonight. But we haven't seen Norse in defence yet.
Scotty Mackay putting the hands up. He's hit that like a wedge, but has he hit it straight? No. Oh, Cleary's dropped it and over the dead ball line. Well, he had an unbelievable match against Eastern Suburbs, and he started off the same way tonight.
I'd say Pat would only be wondering if he can do as many good things as he did in that game, because he seemed to match it one good, one bad, right through the entire 80 minutes.
Crookshank. Straight into Mackenzie and also Kelso.
Hendy threw one.
Hendy went one with the right over the top. Now he's into Barwick, and Payne gives him a hand. Barwick plays it.
Both coaches said they didn't have orders to biff, but would accommodate, and on the ground already is a Redcliffe player.
Payne let one go at Barwick, and he got him. North now offside, and we're getting to the stage of the game where things are about to liven up. The touch judge is in.
Derek Stubbins.
This will be for Payne with the right. on Gordon Barwick. There's the two players.
Dinty it is.
Bang, and Payne with a right hand. Now, they got the right man here. They've got the wrong player if it's for the punch on...
I think it was for the incident before that, Alan, when he went in the very first tackle of the 6 with a very swinging arm in that tackle. So I think Payne's got out of it free.
Well, Cruikshank, I think, should have the nerves out of the system now as he was lining up that kick from right in front. Every bone in the body was shaking. He was a very nervous young man, so with that unsuccessful attempt at goal, maybe he's able to settle things down with a more difficult shot.
Scott Mackay's tactics to raise the hands in front, try and put him off. Providing he's back the required distance. He's just kicking a bit of sand there. Scott Mackay about centre screen. Up go the hands.
Like a big bull, isn't he? Just ready to come out.
I don't think Scotty Mackay's hands will come into this.
That's better.
Over. Redcliffe lead Norths by 2 points to 0. Now with Webb over to Clark. 5 short of the quarter. Webb again, this time through Robinson. Benson gives it to Cherry, and inside was Pringle, but Cherry's running inside the quarter. He'll play it day at dummy half. Benson reverses it to Michael Anderson. Cleary hangs on him to pass around the corner to Cruikshank was forward. David Manson on the spot, picked it up, but the Dolphins are threatening.
They are threatening and they're playing good football. They're letting the ball do the work. They've got the runners and there's some smart work. Terry Webb's doing an excellent job at dummy half, but great pass from Anderson around the corner. Cruikshank does well to keep it inside, but Bell mopped up for North.
And they're going to win one against the feed. So Barwick will play it to Robinson. He's beaten Wharton's tackle. He can't get past Bell and Evans. Now this is Gadsby's work rates right up in the first 10 minutes of the game. Through Webb now to Benson, the playmaker, and it goes to Clark. And he's tackled 5 metres short of the line by Mackenzie. Michael Anderson might fancy his chances, but it goes to Webb, and now Cruikshank on the short side. He's for the line. He's got it down. He's in. When Cruikshank in to score, and Redcliffe have been exploiting the blind, and the blind side's where the first try has come, and they lead North 6-0.
Tremendous effort from Glenn Cruikshank. He's not a big player, but when the ball was switched the blind side by Webb, he made excellent work to force his way over amongst a lot of North defence. Have a look at it. Anderson gets the switch across to Webb. Webb finds Cruikshank there. He's got a lot of work to do from here before he gets to the line. Bell's there and Dinty, but it's great work, Glenn Cruikshank, to get the ball down for the first try of the preliminary final.
It was great work, but the first tackle was a shoulder charge rather than a tackle. He bounced off it and was able to come in field to score.
And Cruikshank actually gets a bit of a hand, I think, from Paul Dinty to get the ball down. So the Dolphins start on fire, and now Cruikshank will attempt to convert his own try. He's kicked the penalty goal, he scored the try, but Bruce, they're exploiting the blind side, the Dolphins, and Norths have been found wanting on that side.
Tremendous work from Mark Murray. He's obviously had a look at the videos of North's games. He's worked out the tactic, and full marks to his players for being able to carry out the instruction. They look good, Redcliffe. I think it's just going to be a matter of the injuries that have been carried into the game if they can hold it. And of course it's going to come back to Duncan and Wharton, whether they can hold North together, because there's a lot of young fellas out there probably having their first taste of the big game tonight.
Just come to think of it, I don't think Norths have had the football any more than about 3 tackles inside Redcliffe's half.
Yeah, and the thing that surprised me, they dropped off their intensity in defence. I expected them to be a lot rougher for a lot longer, and for them to do well, they need to be a lot more intense with their defence.
No chance.
That's probably his worst for the season. Redcliffe lead North 6 points to 0. 14 minutes gone first half.
Tonight on 60 Minutes.
Surgically, I had myself sorted out.
The boy who became a woman.
She was a beautiful little boy.
The law says she's still a man.
If I commit a crime, I get sent to a men's prison.
Beautiful.
Fashion model, cover girl, and James Bond beauty.
7 years and no one knew you were a transsexual.
I didn't sort of walk around with it on my forehead.
She fooled them all, even her millionaire husband.
Had that been a close relationship?
Very close.
Toyota brings you 60 Minutes tonight, 7:30. Could you?
Well, darling, they're selling those units to the public from just $120,000.
That's right. Selected individual, fully furnished units of the famous Noosa International are selling now. And the Noosa International is much more than just a superb investment. It's the whole Sunshine Coast experience. If you hurry, you can own a piece of paradise. Noosa International.
Peter Robinson feeds and takes it out at the back, and he tries his chances inside with Barwick. They're turning direction. They're changing the point of attack, Redcliffe, and they got the North defence bamboozled. Knuth strides to the line. He finds himself a metre short. Terry Webb to Robinson. Up fast is Payne and Mackay. They put the little fella down.
Good pressure from North.
The kick will be on somewhere. Quick hands. Cruikshank. Into touch.
Good cover defence. Brett Kelso, the man that made the tackle, followed up by Brad Foster.
Cruikshank's pulled up a little sick and sorry.
Great work here as the ball goes across. Cruikshank sees try number 2 coming up, but good defence. Kelso and Foster both there to take him into touch, only a couple of metres out.
So Wharton tries the short side, but his opposite numbers around his ankles. Brad Foster hasn't had a touch of the ball, so it's not surprising he had a run. The penalty's been given. David Manson getting in between the sides. Thought there might have been a bit of a flare-up.
It's pretty game getting in front of Foster, because I think we saw last week, or a couple of weeks ago against East, that he can throw them pretty good.
Norths have got to get out of their own territory with the football. Redcliffe are playing it all territorially as Mackay makes the bust. Support. Well, Cleary was held back.
Darryl Holder was hanging on.
Now through Evans and Wharton. Here's Duncan. The pass inside to McKenzie can't be kept alive as the Redcliffe defence smothers him. Payne to hit it up. 5 away from the quarter.
Better running with North now.
Wharton. Dummies. Inside the 22. Redcliffe regrouped their straight line of defence. With Duncan, that was forward to Dinty. On the final tackle. Duncan to put it high. This ball's for Pringle. Robinson tries to give him cover. He didn't need it. Well taken, Sean Pringle. And now Cruikshank. 10 out from the line. Knuth. Bell and Dinty hold his progress. Cherry. Over the 22. Good run. Getting out of the danger zone, the Dolphins. In a tight game, Benson to boot it. Cleary's nowhere in position, and Foster. I don't know whether it's pretty good kicking to Foster with pace, because he's strong and he's got speed, and the chasing game for Redcliffe's not crash hot on that tackle. But Foster goes to ground. Gordon Barwick was the man that put him down. Kelso giving it to Harvey. Darryl Holder put him down hard. Now Duncan to Wharton. Darren Bell inside to Manthe. And he's short of the halfway. Darryl Holder, the offender.
Let's have a look as the tackle comes up. The referee's got him for going in with the elbow down onto the player on the ground.
And Manthe not yet to his feet.
Just having a look at a few of the Redcliffe forwards, showing a lot of distress, a few of them. Terry Webb, I would doubt, is going to see much more of the game. His condition's not up to match play. He might have felt fit before the game, but it's certainly showing the signs out there. And also Robbie Clark, very slow to get back into position. So Redcliffe are going to be tested now as Norths have the ball.
Wharton tackled 10 short of the quarterway. Duncan comes to the first man off the ruck, but Evans takes the tackle on the 22. Now Cleary to Duncan. He's got Payne beside him, and he's with the football. He's well tackled outside the 22-metre line. hold of the tackler. And then he's got hold of Duncan. Now they're on the final tackle.
Pretty negative stuff from Duncan.
Wharton to put it up to the wing area this time, but it's come back. Pringle's called for it. He's got Foster for being offside.
Manson called it when the ball went in the air. If we see the replay, Manson called it as the ball was in the air that they were offside. Foster couldn't help himself. He just went up above it, took it beautifully. But have a look at Manson. If we lose him out of picture. But there he is. He points the finger across. He's called North offside. But yet Foster goes up. Everything was beautiful except he was in front of the kicker.
Mackay met by Anderson just short of the halfway. Evans to Wharton. Then to Dinty. Mackenzie standing on the blind side. Will the pass go to him? No, it goes open through Wharton and Duncan and Bell. Cleary. Wharton, what's he do? Goes to ground for indecision. Duncan calls for it. He's got it. He turns it inside to Payne. But Redcliffe is strong up the middle. It's play on. It goes wide to Kelso. Bell hangs on to it miraculously. On the final tackle. Duncan calls for it. Changes direction. Chips over the top. It's well covered. So Clark will play it to Cherry.
Penalty Norths.
Well,
Darryl Duncan was interfered with by Robbie Clark.
In possession of the football, Redcliffe give away a stupid penalty. Redcliffe leads 6-0, 15 minutes to half-time. $30 metres out. 12 in from touch.
The breeze slightly behind him, but blowing just across from left to right as Harvey lines the kick up.
Rod, from down there, the players really showing the signs that it's an enormous pace the game is being played at so far.
Yeah, they're all really sort of feeling it. And it is a pretty hot night down here at Lang Park. So the conditions are certainly testing. That'll just miss.
But he kicks it dead. So Pringle. Whoops, Stanley hangs onto it after Mackay almost got the ball for his side. It's Canning. Still in their own 22. They protect their lead of 6-0. Clark. This is the final tackle. Where's Benson? Well, Stanley's going to kick. It's touched Harvey, went straight through his legs and into touch. Yes, Guy, what did I do there? Duncan trying to step Steve Day. And that big fellow is over the halfway. Elmore.
Did well to hang on to it, Peter Elmore.
Last tackle, Wharton. Canute's up on the line. He's kicked down to Pringle. He's got all day. He should be able to sidestep Dim. Oh, he can't. Well, that's good work. See, the fullback should be able to get around a second row in a one-on-one. And Dinty follows it up with tackle number 2. And from the marker defence, he's off again. He'll make it 3. Well, he almost made it 3 on Canning. So his chase for the marker region was spot on.
And it's great work from Dinty too. 38 minutes of football. He's played it flat out. And he's going right to the wire as half-time approaches.
Barwick on the final tackle. Nicely picked up by Benson to drive down to Foster. He's well wrapped up by Cruikshank. Nice tackle.
Cruikshank's having a good game on that wing. He's ran the ball very well early in the half and he's made some good tackles.
Barwick getting Cleary. Elmore can't make any progress. So a quick tap by Wharton. Elmore, Duncan, nice hands. Redcliffe fell asleep on the tap. Here comes Brad Foster, back inside to Elmore. Cleary's finally wrapped up. There's 27 seconds to the break. Now Manthey to Wharton, and it goes to Mackenzie in the wraparound. Well read by the Redcliffe defence.
They've got to put the ball in the air, North, to be a chance.
Well, they'll get a penalty and a chance to put 2 points on the board.
That's bad play from Redcliffe. All they had to do was make the tackle before he kicked, and they were off to the half-time. As it is now, a penalty, anything could happen from this.
So right on half-time, Guy Harvey will try and put first points on the board for North Bruce. 40 minutes and no points.
But gee, it's been a good game. It's been real tight preliminary final type stuff. Everyone's doing their job individually. There haven't been many breaks. It was only a great try by Cruikshank, and the points have come from. So it's been an excellent half of rugby league in front of a fairly good crowd here at Lang Park tonight in excellent conditions.
So Guy Harvey 33 metres out. 20 in from touch.
It'll be a big boost to North if he can put this over. It's a very important kick for Northern Suburbs.
Hits it. It's coming back. It's pretty good. It's over. On half-time, Redcliffe lead North by 6-2. Straight to the sideline. Here's Rod Tyler.
Thanks very much, Alan. Well, with me on the sideline is the East coach in John Lang. John, a pretty interesting first 40 minutes of this preliminary final.
Yeah, it's been very, very good football, very fast pace. I think Redcliffe have played extremely well. Norths have hung in, and I just think Norths are probably going to have to score first in the second half, or Redcliffe will sort of, if they get first up in the second half, I think Redcliffe will be very hard to beat from there.
A lot of those forwards are really feeling the pinch. We saw Redcliffe in particular very slow back to the ruck a few times.
Yeah, they have been. Although I think when Norths have broken Redcliffe, you know, they've got their line very quickly. To me, I think Norths are the ones who look a bit tired there late in the first half. They got a lot of opportunities there, Norths. You know, a few extra sets of 6, a couple of penalties, and Redcliffe have sort of held them out. And as I said, I think Norths are going to have to score first, or they're in big trouble.
What was your tip for tonight?
Well, you know, actually all week I felt Norths, but I sort of had a bit of a feeling that Redcliffe might sort of fire up, and I think they have. And you know, it's a bit late to be tipping them now. They're 4 in front, but you know, look, Redcliffe really looked good to me tonight. Really good.
Thank you, John. We'll be back with the second half of this match right after the break.
Oh, look. Let's stay home tonight.
Okay.
We'll order a pizza. Make it wholemeal.
Hello, Silvio. Try the traditional taste of Silvio's new wholemeal pizza. Choose your toppings and we'll cook it on our delicious wholemeal base. Make it wholemeal.
Silvio's new wholemeal pizza. A taste to stay home for.
Dockside's brand new display apartments are now open. So now's the perfect time to visit Dockside in Ferry Street, Kangaroo Point. Dockside, just a 4-minute cruise from the city.
40 minutes left in the preliminary final between North and Redcliffe have a 4-point buffer. They lead by 6 points to 2. Second half in progress. Let's go to the sideline, find out what happened in the dressing rooms at half-time. If there's any changes, here's Rod.
One change only, that's in the north side. Greg Manthey is off and number 16, Wayne Williams, is on. He's been plagued with that ankle injury for many weeks, Wayne Williams, but apparently it is okay now, and he's confident that he can certainly get through this 40 minutes and hopes to be there on Grand Final day as well. Tommy Radonicus, not very impressed with the effort of North's players. Too many silly penalties, and he wants their kicking game to be put in order in this second 40 minutes. He says 40 minutes to the Holy Grail. As far as Mark Murray was concerned, pretty pleased with his troops, but also wants Benson to put the kicking game on. So both coaches want it played in the other team's territory.
Harvey. Missed by Gadsby, wrapped up by Shane Knuth and Peter Robinson. Cleary now through Wharton. Foster coming in. Probably will play in the centres. Williams has gone to the wing as Mackenzie runs it out of the 22. Elmore.
So the interesting thing, if Foster has gone to the centre, is that it'll give them some spark in attack, but it's also going to leave a very big hole in defence, and it'll be Redcliffe's chance through their centres, particularly the quicker players like Bevan Canning, to take advantage of Foster's poor defence.
Wharton finds touch off a Redcliffe player.
Interesting to hear what Johnny Lang had to say before or during the break, because when you look at both sides, they both look very tired, but yet he was the one that said he thought Norths were doing it the tough. I tend to disagree a little bit. I thought Redcliffe were really hanging on.
Cleary, now Duncan, and a nice ball for Kelso. He thought about giving it back to Cleary, but decided to take the tackle, and now Darren Bell. What's he going to get Barwick for coming in late? Got him for offside.
I think he got him for inside the 5 on the wraparound. Hadn't retired back.
So Harvey's looking at the sticks.
Yes, I might as well take it because there is no breeze blowing at all at the moment for Harvey to contend it.
And if he puts this over in the first couple of minutes back into this half, he put one over in the last minute, or last few seconds going into half-time, all of a sudden that lead is not very important anymore because there's only a kick in it.
I was talking to David Manson about this that's happening out there at the moment, and he is of the opinion that they've put a lot of water on this ground over the last couple of days, and he said the heat is just oozing out of it.
.34 metres out.
Must have a talk to him, Rod. I can't remember seeing a game that he's refereed of the last probably 6 or 7 that he hasn't been run into by one of the players on the field.
Yeah.
Strikes that beautifully. Oh, that's a gem from Guy Harvey. That went like a Greg Norman 8 iron. That just darted off the turf straight between the sticks, and Redcliffe lead by 6 points to 4. So that has livened things up a bit, Brucey.
It certainly has. It's really put North in with a good chance. You know, they have scored the first points that Johnny Lang said they needed to score, and it'll be really, it's going to be a tough second half.
This is Foster. Right on the 22-metre line. Mackenzie. North's all of a sudden gone up a half gear. Elmore wide and away into space.
Nobody with him.
Pringle couldn't finish him off. Peter Elmore making big inroads. Well, Holder was lucky he didn't end up in the sin bin through Wharton, and Duncan now. Back it goes to Bell, and here's Mackenzie. Back to Bell, over to Williams. Hold it was the call. Williams heeded the advice. Now Wharton, Mackay, Barwick up fast, back to Wharton. Now they're on the final tackle. Will it be for touch or up? It's touched. And Cruikshank lets it go, and it finds it about 8 metres out from the try line.
That's a great kick from Darryl Duncan. He got in good position, drove the ball very hard. He gave the defenders no chance of putting a hand on it. A very nice touch finder from Darryl Duncan.
Williamson. North's now back their 5. Pretty shallow on that play of the ball. Now to Barwick. Denty still putting in the effort. He missed him there. Had to depend on his second row partner, Mackenzie, to finish him off. Canoe. Bevan Canning almost taken out of the play without the ball. Now Stanley was left stranded. Final one. Clark.
That's bad play from North. They put absolutely no pressure at all on Benson, and he should not have kicked that out on the full because he had plenty of time.
Now for field position from Clark. Harvey read it well. One-on-one, Pringle waits for him. He's gone straight through Pringle. Now the cover's coming. Here comes Canoe from the far side. Also is Holder, they get him. A great run from Guy Harvey.
Gadsby was the man to slow him down.
Now we've gone through Mackay in the short pass to Kelso. And they're just outside the Redcliffe 22. A seesawing second half of the preliminary final. Mackenzie. Here's Mackay. Evans. Duncan. Dummies. Almost through. Great tackle underneath coming around from Day. Now goes Cleary. The little fellow's wrapped up on tackle 6. And Redcliffe still hang on. They lead 6-4.
Well, Wharton should have been in position, or Cleary should have put the ball in the air on that occasion to at least give North some chance of doing something with it rather than just giving the handover. But tremendous defence from Redcliffe. They've been able to scramble into position on every occasion so far.
Dace supports the Barwick. He's 8 short of the halfway.
Barwick finding gaps in the middle. Scott Mackay's the man replaced. Bevan comes on.
Tony Gadsby just short of the halfway. Now to Benson, to Robinson, and he floats one.
Bad pass from Robinson. Knuth was never going to get that at any stage.
Redcliffe lead North 6-4, and there's 17 minutes gone second half.
Here it is, the album that's all the rage with Mark Williams, Craig McLaughlin, Snap, Southern Sons, Cheap Trick. All the Rage has all the hot acts. There's the Black Sorrows, the Giants, Margaret Ehrlich, Motley Crue, 1927. You've got to get All the Rage, the hottest hits album of the year. Buy or die, dudes.
Couple of replacements coming up. Just confirm these for us, Rod.
Steve Madden comes on for Redcliffe in a moment. And Pringle is the man who will leave the field.
Wharton, Duncan, Cleary. Can't break the line. Madden, who just came on the field, affected the tackle. Now it's with Kelso. Elmore. Oh, it's nice ball on all tackle from Holder. Wharton, Duncan, Bevan. Wharton. Harvey can't get around Knuth. Now we're on the final tackle. Wharton. It's a shocker, but sometimes these things pay off. It's knocked forward by North. Redcliffe will come up with it. Oh, he's ruled. Oh, there's changeovers. That's fair enough on tackle 1. I thought for a moment he's got the wrong one for knocking it on. Fancy me saying David Manson makes a mistake. You count him on one hand, the ones he makes in a year. Clark, good run. He's got Waverley Stanley for being in front of him.
North's centre of the ruck is starting to look pretty sloppy. Barwick's been through twice now, and we've seen a couple of other very shaky defensive efforts.
Let's have a look. Here's Stanley. Ooh.
No, I think you'll find that he was comfortably a good half a yard in front. But, gee, at the same time, North might be opening up around the ruck. But, gee, they've played well. They've controlled the ball well. They've made good yardage when they've had it. And don't be surprised if they don't hold out and Guy Harvey kicks them to a very narrow victory, because they have really played exceptionally good football tonight.
What about Redcliffe's defence?
It's sensational.
So Guy Harvey, 34 metres out. He's the same distance out Just about from the last one, he's probably just a fraction closer, I suppose, to the sticks.
I suppose the only thing that you could say is that Ross Hendrick and the Valley boys would be just hoping that it's a draw, and they play extra time and they belt each other and it's still a draw and they have to have a replay.
That's what Billy Holmes said last Sunday.
That's right, he did too.
It's the saddest.
No breeze at all for Guy Harvey to worry about.
Touch judges don't move. 6-all, even ball game, 20 minutes remaining. 6-all. Clock's been stopped here because football wasn't in readiness to be kicked off, and the ball boy had to fetch the one Harvey just booted. So now we're back for the restart.
You can hear the calls out there coming from both sides as they try and stir their players. We want to be in the grand final. We want to be in the grand final. And that would be on the minds of every player out there.
Cleary. Williams. How's the ankle? So far it holds up. Evans. Now Wharton to Elmore. He's had plenty of work to do since he's been on there. Wharton. McKenzie. Been well spotted tonight. Cleary to Wharton. To Foster. Brad Foster.
Gadsby, last line of defence, hangs on to the pants.
Okay, now Wharton runs it. Kicks to the open spaces. And that should run into touch.
I don't think the kick went where Wharton wanted it to. It came off the side of his foot. Certainly would have been looking to probably keep it in play around about the try line.
Redcliffe lead Norths. No, they don't. It's an even ball game. 6-all, 18 minutes remaining.
Turning back. Then the dispute best playing. He would send the all of good interval.
Dean Felton and Heather Ford. National 9 Weekend News at 6.
So Robinson takes it out the back. Oh, was that Bevan?
Yes, it was.
The front rower tackling the half-back before the ball was out. Good effort, Mark. There's the young fellow.
I think that means it wasn't a tight scrum. Well, I would think that the BRL would be very keen to see North make the grand final, because if you remember back to the game they had against Eastern Suburbs in the semi, it was a great game. They've come out tonight and it's been another fantastic game. So in the final, or the grand final, it'll be a great game for them as well.
Here's Gadsby over the advantage line.
North's reunion next Saturday, the 1980 Premiership side to feature.
Well, meanwhile, Barwick's going to try and spoil it for him. Now it goes to Madden. Oh, well taken by Canning. Knuth given instructions to take it infield. He does so.
Bit of a problem for North. Guy Harvey's limping.
Benson's on the short side.
Kick to Harvey's wing. Benson's picked it quickly.
Stanley puts him down. Cleary tackled again by Waverley. Stanley.
Harvey's still in trouble.
Now Wharton to Bevan. He's wrapped up on tackle 3. Duncan. Bell. Oh, Foster almost got in his way. Tackled by Canning. His defence has been absolutely super since he's been on, Bevan Canning. So, final one on its way for the Devils. Troy Evans with a left footer. Madden has to hurry. Traps it. There's 4 blue and gold jerseys in front of him. And 3 take care of him. Canoe. Their double marker defence, North, has been first class here tonight. 6-all the score, 16 minutes remaining. Let's see where the big hearts are. Bruce Warwick, take a pick from here.
Going to go with Redcliffe.
Rod Tiley.
North.
I think North might get away with this. It's 6-all. Redcliffe get the hands free. Madden. Wrapped up by Wharton. Now Canoe. Where are the runners? Benson's going to hoof it high. It's a tester for Cleary. He took it well, and Robinson took him legitimately. Didn't miss him. Got him ball and all.
Yeah, that hurt too. Courageous take from Cleary.
It was a courageous take because he really took it well, stood his ground, and then in came Robinson.
And there was no way in the world he didn't know he was coming either.
Williams driven back in the tackle. Cruikshanks hurt himself. Elmore driven to the ground by Canute and Canning.
That's sensational tackling again, Bevan Canning.
Now he's on Mark Bevan. He's almost made him spill the football, and he's driven him back. Bevan Canning's defence, super stuff.
Does he want to play in a grand final or what?
He certainly does. Duncan. Madden with time and room, and he's muffed it. He's on his own. There's blue and gold jerseys coming from everywhere.
They waited for him, though. They waited.
Shane Canuth can't beat Evans. Gatsby away to Clark, and now it goes to Day. He's lost it, regathered. Right on the halfway mark. Inside the final 15 minutes. It's courage time. 6-all the score. A try to Glenn Cruikshank for Redcliffe. 3 goals to Guy Harvey for the 6 apiece, and Wharton, the North skipper. Foster stays in the field of play. Duncan. Mackenzie will take it up. Lost it. Redcliffe ball. Pressure time. North's come away with it. Great work from Cleary. And now it goes to Williams, and he stays in the field of play. Foster. Brad Foster inside the 22.
They've got to go with them, Norths. They've got to go with the man carrying that ball.
Now, Mark Bever, Paul Dinty. Duncan, straight, hard, takes him on. Off he goes for the try line, and he's short of it. Short of it by a centimetre is the big tank.
Could be the run that gets Norths home.
Here's Kelso. Greg Kelso. He's short of the line. He's dropped the ball. No try. Oh, how close was that, Bruce Warwick?
Peter Robinson, stand up and take a bow because Kelso was in under the post, and that urgency in defence that's been shown to stop Duncan and then Kelso, and that's the sort of thing I think are going to hold Redcliffe together. Look at Kelso, a beautiful run, makes the break. Look at Robinson now, come into picture and stop him just short of the line. Top stuff.
Redcliffe win the scrum with Stevie Madden, taking it up 10 out from his own line. Tremendous preliminary final on the Brisbane Winfield Cup. Shane Canuth is 15 out from his own try line.
There'd be 2 very nervous coaches sitting in that grandstand because they know the next mistake is going to probably cost a side and end the season for them.
Tony Gadsby up the centre. 6-all the score. 12 minutes on the clock. Whoops, he's knocked it on. Steve Cherry.
It's mistakes like that that are going to add up.
Tony Southwood comes on. Trevor Benson, the man replaced.
Well, now that is a real blow for Redcliffe. Obviously, Benson couldn't go the distance, and they're going to miss him.
What a great effort from Benson. He could hardly walk.
So
last
Kelso
Sunday.
plays it. It's gone to Wharton. Foster comes inside, around his own man, hits the line, just short of the quarter. Now it goes to Dinty, and he's tackled in the same position, so Redcliffe's defence is still hanging on. Bevan. Wharton. Duncan. Darryl Duncan. The big fellow's 8 metres out from the try line. On tackle 6. Wart, no. It's a run from dummy half. No try. No try.
Sit down, Tommy. He didn't get over.
Peter Elmore short of the line.
G. Elmore's carried the football well since he's been on the field.
And the replay shows David Manson correct once again. So Redcliffe hang on again. They reckon a cat has 9 lives. Well, I'll tell you what, there's a few furry necks out there in red and white jerseys. They are hanging on.
It is just a superb performance of defence.
Now Southwood has replaced Benson. Got a bit of a dicky knee. Well and truly strapped up. Steve Day with a big one downfield, which will make Harvey stretch those hamstrings.
That's a great kick.
The chase isn't bad. There's 3 there. Robinson's got him on the 22. Now we're in broken play until Redcliffe regroup that line. In the final 10 minutes, Mackenzie. Could we be looking at extra time, Rod Tiley?
Oh, I don't know. There's 9 to go. Too early to call it.
Darren Bell.
Yes, and for those tired footballers out there, 9 minutes is going to be a very long time.
Bevan. Wharton.
Troy Evans has got to get involved. He is walking, Troy Evans.
Cleary. Away to Duncan for position. It's well spotted.
That'll break beautifully.
Well, Southwood must have been 50 metres back. 6-all the score. 9 minutes remaining. Back after this break. Whose ball is this?
Redcliffe have got it. Troy Evans has been replaced. Andrew Stevens is on the field.
Andrew Stevens in 17.
He's packing in at lock forward. Dinty's the hooker.
Redcliffe ball. Southwood. Oh, he slipped the pass away. She was a risky old show, but he got away with it. It's now play the ball time, and Southwood's with it again. North's wrap him up. Out wide today. Has Canning got any room to get away from Foster? No. Knuth. That's Stevens underneath and 17 to put him down. Back to Clark. Harvey. Robinson's there to wait for him. Can he get him? No. Guy Harvey runs it outside his own quarter. Wharton looking for a runner. He finds only the little fullback and Cleary. Elmore. 7 minutes and 10 seconds remain. In the preliminary final at 6-all. The winner to meet Valleys next week. Bevan 10 short of the halfway. This is Andrew Stevens away to Wharton. That's B for Crookshank. Dummies and through. Slips intersection. Southwood from dummy half. Gets to the halfway. Plays the ball. Gadsby runs into Bevan. He holds his progress. With Benson out of the way, it's Robinson to call the shot from the half-back position. He's turned it back to Clark. Robinson again. Little fellow, centre field.
Anyone out there for Redcliffe who can kick a field goal?
Clark stabs. Harvey. Struggles well, struggles to the 10-metre line. A field goal will be the name of the game if Redcliffe can come up with possession. Andrew Stevens, strong. They're out of their own 22 now, the Devils. Williams goes to dummy half. Away to Elmore. Work rate terrific when needed. Stevens. Bevan, no, cut him out. Bell and finds touch.
Good kick.
It was a good kick under a lot of pressure, but gee, you know, you go to rugby league and you like to see a lot of tries, but you can't help but stand up tonight and applaud the defence of both teams. With a scoreline of 6-all, it's a tribute to both teams the way they have been able to hold their opposition out.
So Redcliffe come up with the ball. It's now with Matt over to Canning. Southwood at dummy half. Almost a half break here, Southwood. Again, Redcliffe finding road. Madden helping him. Now he's dropped it. He's dropped it. Redcliffe saying Dinty interfered with the play of the ball.
I think you'll find when you see the replay, he just lost it as he got out. There it is, just slipped straight out of his hand. Maybe he did start to fall in the tackle, but he'd lost it coming out of his hand.
Bell's hooking now.
Duncan, Cleary, almost a hospital job for him. Now to Andrew Stevens, winding up. Oh, what a great tackle. Good.
Get offside though, Redcliffe.
We're in the final 5 minutes. Darren Bell. Robinson went underneath and cut him down like a machete. Cleary almost through the straight line. Final tackle. It's all about field position and field goal from here on in. Wharton trying one from a mile out. They're all on. Does he really play it at the ball? He does. He rules at 6 to go, David Manson. Peter Elmore. They've got to hit it up the centre of the ground for 3 or 4 rucks and have a go, the Devils. They've got to come to the centre. Mark Bevan answers the call.
I think they should be playing Guy Harvey in behind the ruck. He's the man that should take the kick.
McKenzie runs it into centre. They're in good spot now. The Redcliffe chase will have to be big. Duncan has a go. It's touched. Cruikshank. Well, they didn't really set themselves for the field goal then, Bruce.
That's right. They're trying to hurry it a bit. It's on everybody's mind, but it is something that you've got to set up. Have a decoy runner. Give the kicker a chance to set himself and plonk it in.
Karen Bell, a big hit on Shane Canoe.
How's that for defence with 3 minutes to go?
Madden. And just can't get away. There's under 3 minutes remaining. We go to an extra 10 minutes each way, plus injury time if the score's a deadlock. Canoe.
Holes in the middle, North.
Gatsby on the final tackle. Do they run it or do they kick it? It's with Clark. They've got numbers. How's the cover? Can it go to Canning? Here comes the cover. He's come inside and he's lost the ball. No try. Oh, dearie me. What a cliffhanger here.
Again, great standing defence because the scramble was on. Cleary, I thought, had missed him there. But again, there was more players to come across. And if that was the tank making the big tackle on there, that's a tremendous effort for a guy like him to have played all these minutes of football tonight and still be able to be there. That's the desire that's in both of these sides. And unfortunately, I think we're looking down the barrel with just under 2 minutes of having to play extra time. And I don't think anyone wants to lose, but I don't think anyone out there wants to play an extra 20 minutes of rugby league tonight.
Kelso is going to go into touch. It's come back to Duncan. Picked up miraculously by Bell. Minute 39 remaining. Cleary kicks ahead. Now, the kick will be on. The kick will be on again. He's missed it. Redcliffe's come up with the ball.
But gee, it was good tactics because Eddie Southey, for some reason, is standing about 50 metres behind the line of play. So the chip is definitely on for North when they have the ball.
So here's Tony Southwood. Barwick. Canoe.
1 minute exactly.
So Redcliffe have the ball with Peter Robinson. The support play held on to. Now Gadsby over the top to Cruikshank. And David Manson ruled that pass has gone forward. So we have 45 seconds remaining.
What would be the thoughts running through your mind knowing that you've battled for 80 minutes and you look like you've got to go another 20?
I don't know, but that tackle on Steve Madden tells me this match is full of courage. He took Darryl Duncan head on and put him down. There's 17 seconds remaining. Will the field goal? Duncan's in position. They've all looked at the clock. Does the tank have a go? He chips over the top. How's the bounce? Oh! Southwood's fullback position is absolutely shocking.
Murray would have an absolute heart attack.
That was almost a try.
One of the things that Mark Murray might have to look at is getting Southwood out of there because his positional play is absolutely terrible and giving North the chance to do those chips and make good ground of it.
Full time. It's full time, 6-all, and now we're set for another 10 minutes each way after the break. 10 minutes each way of extra time. And this well above average crowd here at Lang Park tonight stirring these blokes on. It's ticker time, Bruce Warwick.
It certainly is ticker time, but gee, yeah, the field position we spoke about going into the break, I'm sure North will be looking at that because there is just a huge gap behind the line. The chip and the chase is definitely going to be where North could find the room to score a try.
Elmore, Kenny, steady support away, dummies. Still going, and he threw a silly pass, which has gone forward. Undid all his good work.
Both these teams have used all their reserves. So nobody on the bench to fall back on.
Well, anyone that thought the Brisbane competition was a dying race certainly should be looking at this game tonight. And really all the semi-final games have been sensational, but what a cliffhanger this has turned out to be.
Shane Carnouth couldn't get the pass to Anthony. Call me Eddie Southwood. His name's Anthony, but he likes to be called Eddie. Call him anything you like. If he wins tonight, he won't care. Here's Robinson in the centre of the ground to Steve Madden. Redcliffe looking for a hole. Now Stanley. It's gone to Barwick. And one of the Redcliffe's most experienced and senior men leads the way. Robinson through Clark. Cherry. Just outside the quarter. On the final tackle. Stanley puts it up. Cleary's not at home. This is awkward. He takes it well. And makes a bit of leeway. Didn't show any urgency to get to the football. But he is a little bit of an enigma, this fellow. Devon. They cough up the ball, North. Redcliffe have it inside the quarter. Robbie Clark. Now to Stanley. Robinson. Cherry. Gatsby a dummy half, and the big fellow goes from that position. Hangs onto the ball. 8 out from the line.
Have a look at the blind side.
Waverley Stanley. It's intercepted by McKenzie. And now it's loose. It's gone back to Cleary. And over it goes to Dinty.
McKenzie's got a rib injury. This will be tough for Norths.
Andrew Stevens, just short of his own 22.
Still down Mackenzie.
Tell you what, by the sound of him, I don't think he's going to play much of the next 20 minutes.
Williams. A lot of trouble.
But have a look at this shot now. You can't even see. Just get him in the picture now. Look how far he is behind. Norths have got to chip and take the option of picking it up.
So Barwick tackles Elmore. Darren Bell to dummy half. Wharton calls for it. Oh, that was forward. That was well refereed by David Manson. Foster on the fly. Here's the pass. Well forward. So Redcliffe now. 6.5 minutes remaining of extra time.
Robinson's got to come and get the ball himself.
Who will crack? Or do we look forward to a replay during the week? Robinson, back to Canute. Clark will have to take the settler. He finds Southwood up in the line. Darryl Holder. Stubby Holder just outside the quarterway. Robinson. Who's coming? Gordon Barwick. Didn't come for long. Wrapped up by the tank. To Madden. Over the top. Just goes into touch.
The kicks have got to stay infield, I think, and try and... Yeah, that's where they're missing Benson. Benson was just waiting his kicks nicely, just so they'd hold up in the in-goal area and give them the chance to get the possession back.
Harvey.
And that's really where it comes down to now. You're not waiting to see who scores the try. You're really waiting to see who cracks, because it's just been an enormous effort by every player on the field. They've lifted their personal defence well above expectations.
And this man's one of them, Paul Denny. Now through Wharton. Bevan. Standing in the tackle. Hands free to Harvey. Changes direction. Gets to Canning. You don't get any further. Mackenzie's up as first pivot, but it went to Duncan on the final tackle.
Now they've played themselves into room and they've got a deep back line, Norths.
The kick's on. Wharton's call for it. It's a shocker. And that'll be the final tackle. It's kept alive on the final tackle. It's kept alive on the final tackle. Foster's thrown a loose pass to be picked up by Redcliffe.
Day's got the ball.
Southwood well and truly tackled. A couple of blokes have got cramp. I think Robinson's one.
Cramps with Cruikshank as well. Cruikshank, Robinson and Barwick are in trouble.
Gadsby's coughed it up. Mark Bevan can't get it. We'll play the knock on.
Elbow from Darren Bell. Looked like it anyway, but Manson was right there. Hasn't ruled a penalty.
This game has just got absolutely everything, hasn't it? It's just coming down to, it's going to sadly be a fact that someone is going to make a mistake that's going to cost his team the victory. There's the cough up, but then Norths can't take advantage of it.
Pity there can't be two winners tonight. They both deserve victory.
Well, there can be. It could be a replay during the week, Kyle.
True.
Well, here's Duncan. Now Kelso. Well wrapped up. Wharton gives it to Stevens. Wharton directs traffic. He tells Duncan to run with the football. The message was heeded. He's inside the 22. It's gone to Elmore. Away to Wharton. Dummies. Wharton. Yes, they're a chance, the Devils. They've lost the football. Redcliffe come up with it.
Madden's the man.
Peter Elmore couldn't control it.
But again, it's largely because of the tremendous defence.
Southwood.
Robinson's got cramp again.
Could there be such a thing as a runaway try? Could we see it go all the length of the field? Quick play the ball from Holder. Stephen Day right over Cleary's head, and it's a runner.
They've given Cleary room though, Redcliffe.
Well, I suppose 2 minutes into extra time, or 8 minutes into extra time, I think we might have to expect a little bit of latitude. Who's going to win the preliminary final? Who's going to face Valleys and try and stop them winning 3 consecutive Winfield Cups in the Brisbane League? Will it be Redcliffe, or will it be with a team with possession of the football, the North Devils from Bishop Park? 1.5 minutes to go, the first of 10 each way in extra time.
This is the time for the dummy halves to run.
Oh, Madden couldn't hang on to the ball. He wouldn't have got far. Foster would have picked him up in about 2 ups, standing right beside him.
Just have a look at big Bevan. He tries to get the pass over the top. Almost a chance for Madden to slip away.
So Wharton feet to Duncan and Cleary, to Foster and over to Kelso. And now, what happens? How's the defence? It's pretty good.
Tackled pretty late from Anthony Southwood.
Here's Foster.
Less than a minute.
Cleary at dummy half to Duncan and over to Stevens. He's missed high. Andrew Stevens. Now, is there field goal opportunity? Mark Bevan. 34 seconds remaining. Up the middle of the field it goes. Oh, the pass is sloppy. But will it end up all right? Ian McKenzie kicks ahead. Southwood's there. And he takes it. Over his in goal. Play to come back for the 22.
That's why he's been waiting back there. He just wanted the kick to take it on the full in goal. And he has. He's done it well.
It was an awkward ball too, because...
But a good option from McKenzie, because he made the break. He put it in the air. And he was hoping someone like Cleary, who always backs up the breaks, might be there for a spill.
Here's the hooter.
And there it is. Change ends, gentlemen, for the second 10 minutes each way. It's 6-all.
I'll tell you what, Alan, in that changeover, the amount of encouragement that's coming from the benches and from the play, they're just trying to keep each other going enough for 10 more minutes and 1 point more than the opposition.
Shane Knuth.
And aren't the crowd loving this?
They're behind their respective sides. Southwood. Danger man. Tackled by Dinty. Waverley Stanley to Robinson. Cherry. Can he get it back to Robinson? It's touched at 6 to go. He's a bit lucky. Clark. Good straight run. Gadsby calls for it. Over the advantage line he goes.
Great tackle, Dinty the man.
Robinson. There's no one home, and that's into no, it's not. Williams tackled by Canning. Cleary'd have to run it himself. Barwick waits for him. Day gets there first. Here's McKenzie. Taken ball and all by Waverley Stanley. Redcliffe haven't scored a point from the 13th minute of the first half. And we're in the 12th minute of extra time. Foster gives it to Kelso. Here's Robinson. It's gone back to Foster. What does he do? He's tackled inside the 22. Elmore's a dummy half. Here come the Devils. Kelso. Dummies. 10 out from the line. This is the final tackle. 6-all the score. In extra time. Cleary throws it to Wharton. And he now gives it to Williams. Back inside it goes to Elmore. And Peter Elmore could score the winning try to get North into the final.
Superb football, Northern Suburbs. Absolutely superb. And Brett Kelso was the man. He made the huge break that set it all up to make it possible. And then a great option from Wharton when he elected to run the ball on the last one. And he took it out to the corner. And Elmore, who has made so many great breaks in his time on the field, has scored the try. And as you say, it could very well be the try that puts him into the grand final. Have a look at it. This has been led up by a great Kelso run, and then across it came the nice little inside pass, and then Elmore was there, had too much room for the defence on this occasion, and scores the try. And it'll be just interesting to see whether that breaks the heart of Redcliffe's gallant performance tonight. But full marks, Northern Suburbs.
Great run from Kelso and great manipulative work from Morton. Here it is, takes on the defence, gets through, draws in two. Out to Williams. Elmore, he's only got Barwick, I think, in front of him. He's over to score. Harvey to try and convert from about 2 metres in from touch.
I think that's Glenn Cruikshank down on the far side receiving treatment for a cramp.
And Redcliffe come back.
The G Northern Suburbs have played tremendous football tonight, though, as have Redcliffe. But gee, whichever side makes it there, it's been an enormous effort.
Harvey taking plenty of time. There's Mark Bevan, the young front rower. You'll hear a lot of him over the next few years. That's what confronts Harvey. You have a good line. It's not going to come back. It's just failed. And North's lead Redcliffe 10-6, so a converted try from the Dolphins. Can see them get up. And we're in the final 6 minutes.
It's a big ask.
Well, North's make a mistake, drop the ball. Redcliffe come up with possession. Down inside North's territory. Anything can happen. Cleary.
Well, Norths have got to get rid of it and play it in Redcliffe territory now if they want to hang on.
Stevens, or Williams, struggles to the port away. This is Stevens. Williams limping on that ankle. Dinty.
What a great night Dinty's had.
Duncan. Back to Wharton. They've got numbers out wide. Mackenzie juggles and holds it and puts on the speed. Not tackled. Guy Harvey back to Foster. Brad Foster at the 22 on the final tackle. Now to Wharton. Puts it up. Marginally late. He's going to play the penalty.
Yes, he should play the penalty too, because Peter Robinson had Wharton lined up from 20 metres away.
Now let's have a look at it. Was Robinson committed to the tackle? I would have thought he would have been.
No
Manson's ruled.
Well, I disagree with Rod. I think he was committed, and I thought they were very unlucky, Redcliffe.
And this will just about seal it. Well, we'll seal that North won't lose it, but there still could be time for a draw. Harvey, we would assume, would kick this, will give North a 6-point lead.
It's not so much the points now, it's the time it's going to use up. The full marks Northern Suburbs, they look like they're on the way to the grand final, and they are the side with the mental adjustment that Redcliffe would have had to have made, knowing that Valleys have been able to beat them convincingly in the game throughout the season. Norths are the one side that I'm sure Rossi Hendrick wouldn't have been real keen to play, and so it really opens it up for a sensational grand final.
No mistake. North lead Redcliffe 12-6, 3 minutes remaining.
But you've got to spare a thought for Redcliffe if they don't come up with the converted try to force a playoff. because, gee, they've played well tonight. They've committed themselves to the defence so great.
Here's Williams. Wayne Williams, he's got a pretty crook ankle, this boy. He'll limp away after he plays it without his boot. Wharton calling his forwards, ruck it up, and then we'll get rid of it downfield. Elmore. This should be Mark Bevan's ball. Well, Bell decides to go on his own. I don't think that's what Wharton intended, so he comes in to take control of things, and now it's Bevan's ball. Final tackle. Duncan. Knuth. Southwood. Inside the final 2 minutes. Madden. 10 short of the halfway. Can they do it? Can they pull a draw out of the fire? Knuth.
Another draw.
Another draw. 12-6 North's lead. Clark. Canning into touch. Great tackle from Williams.
Well, what do we got? A minute 20, and it certainly looks like at this stage that Redcliffe are out of it. And I think Mark Murray in his last game in Brisbane as coach before he takes over the East job, I'd feel very proud of the way Redcliffe have stuck to their job tonight and tried to put him in a grand final.
60 seconds remaining. What chance an intercept? What about an intercept under the post in the last 60 seconds? That'll liven things up. You mightn't need it. Ball's gone forward, and Redcliffe were tired to dive on the loose ball.
I don't think there's anyone out there with enough energy to run the 60 or 70 metres that's needed to score a try from the scrum base here.
This little man feeding the scrum can.
Oh. Tell him he's got to put it in first.
It's got to be a chip over the top and chase, I think. Canning. 20 seconds. Robinson. Robbie Clark. Inside to Cherry. Got to be kept alive.
It's got to go in the air now. They're going to run out of time if it doesn't go in the air.
The countdown's on 7 seconds. What do they do?
It's got to go in the air.
Play on. Put it up. There's the kick. That's it.
No
Kelso takes it. Takes the tackle. What a match. What a preliminary final. North go on to meet Valleys next week in the BRL Winfield Cup Grand Final. North defeating Redcliffe in extra time by 12 points to 6.
And what a courageous effort by both sides. 100 minutes of football, and North's getting home by 12 points to 6. Let's see how they did it. The full-time statistics. And the Devils had all the possession. The penalties in their favour 10-7. The scrums 18-11. Of course, the tries were 1-1. The difference, the boot of Guy Harvey. He kicked 4 goals compared to Redcliffe's 1. And the full-time scoreline 12-6 in favour of the Devils. Well, the Man of the Match award was a tough one. It could have gone to any of 26 players. Both sides putting in big efforts. But let's go to Lang Park. Rod Tiley has the Man of the Match.
Man of the Match tonight, the preliminary final, Norths and Redcliffe. Paul Denny, the front row. Mate, what a game.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It's tough out in the middle. I don't like that 10 each way. It's real tough.
Wouldn't like the grand final to go an extra 10?
No, mate, not in the heat. It's good here in the night, but not in the heat.
What was the story with the perspiration out there tonight? Obviously a lot of water on the ground from what David Manson was saying.
Dave was talking to me about it too. It's just so humid. No air can get down there. You just feel the heat.
Now to the grand final, can you do that against Valleys?
Oh, we have to, mate. Tommy's talked. He's got us confident. It's just Tommy's just talking us into it all the time and wants us to win. We're one game off it. One game off the Holy Grail, as he keeps saying to us.
Well, Paul, on behalf of Winfield, congratulations. A fine game tonight.
Thanks a lot, mate. Thanks to Channel 9 and thanks to Winfield. Thank you.
Well done, our Winfield Man of the Match, Paul Dinty. He played a big part in the Devils' win. And, of course, they'll be backing up next Sunday against Valleys. The coach, Tom Rodonicus, a pretty happy man.
The victorious coach is Tommy Rodonicus. Got Norths up in extra time tonight. Tommy, what a game.
It was a super game of rugby league, and I think it just done the Brisbane Comp proud that there's so many good players here from both sides. I think the defence was unbelievable.
some weary and sore men out there tonight. I didn't think they could go the extra 20-some Norths players.
No, and also, well, I don't know how the Redcliffe boys did it after their game. I don't know, and so it was good.
Well, what about blokes like Wayne Williams carrying injuries?
Yeah, they're all carrying injuries, but you know, our backs have been against the wall for 6 weeks now, so it's no different.
Grand final against Valleys. What are your thoughts?
Well, at this stage, I'm going to arm me blokes all with chainsaws and cut their legs off at this stage, so I just got to work on it.
Never short of a good comment is Tommy Rodonicus. I'm sure he'll make his players lift to the occasion, and that'll be a beauty, as have all our finals been so far. The Winfield Cup Grand Final between Valleys and Northern Suburbs. That's coming your way next Sunday. The kickoff at 2:45 from Lang Park, and we'll have a full replay from 4 p.m. here on Nine's Wide World of Sports. On behalf of the team this afternoon, Chris Bombolis bidding you farewell.